Z2R with our feature player Thurwolf, Rose City Saint, Link 777, and the Alan Heffley. And it looks like we're on our way. Looks like everybody's going for this first cave here, which appears to be Fairy Cave. And Thurwa finds either Palace 3 or 6. We find Magic Container Cave on the Rose City Saints side. And is Link gonna make it through Fairy Cave? Might pay off big for him, but ooh. Nasty red diver there in the dark. Gets him. Nice. Okay, I didn't see. Okay. RCS, Rose City Saint, RCS for short, picks up the trophy. And Link finds a medicine right through Fairy Cave. And I believe I'm joined here with Victor. You in?
Hey, good night, everybody. Hey, good night, Ryan. How's everything going? Have you mentioned the flags we have today?
No, I haven't. I kind of just jumped in and then it started. So what we got is a 4 heart container start. You can randomize it anywhere from 1 to 8 heart containers for your starting. And these look like pretty typical flags that we usually play with. Mixed small and large enemies. The palaces can be on the west or the east, any palace. Oh, fire is combined, I saw that. So that means that the fire spell, while usually useless, can be combined with any other spell in the game. And it seems like a lot of seeds lately, it's been combined with thunder, which is probably one of the best things, if not fairy.
Yeah, Fire Thunder is a, it's a very good thing. It gives a show. I just wanted to mention that, well, the two flags that are kind of new for what we have been doing lately are that we have no candle at the start. So as you can see, the players are facing the caves in the dark, and also, well, the max heart containers are random. So in this moment they have 4 heart containers, but well, it's possible that they don't get any, not even 1 heart. Although Link 7 just found a heart in a cave, so well, at least we have 5 heart containers in this city.
Yeah, I wonder if that's what Link picked up in Trophy Cave there. So I kind of missed it.
Yeah, it was Trophy Cave, and now Thurwolf is picking a magic container in, I believe it's Pivot Cave or Heart Container Cave. Heart Container Cave it is.
Let's see here, and we got a heart there. Trying to do some quick tracking on my end. Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep focus on all the runners here. Link's in Death Mountain. Finds Spectacle Rock, but doesn't have the hammer. At least as far as I'm aware of. Thurwolf finds the wrong end of Fairy Cave. And it looks like we might get our first spell of the day. Link has found Rauru.
Yeah, and Thurwolf found the medicine in the grass tile, which will help him get the spell in the town of Mito.
Link picks up Reflect, which is a required spell for Palace 4. So that's good for him. In this, these flags, you got to beat all 6 palaces. So it appears they found, from what I've seen, 3 and 6 are both over here. Not sure which one's which, but I'm not sure if I've seen the other palace.
This seed is kind of heavy on the spell items. Well, we have seen some players grab the medicine, and also we just saw the Alan Heffley grab the trophy. So both spells in the West are accessible for the players. So, well, that's very curious. So we'll see where the hammer and the raft and other items that are vital for finishing the seed are lying in this world, in this Hyrule world.
Yeah, and Thurwolf's going to cash in that medicine, and Link picked up a heart container in Teabag Cave. Oh, that's interesting. Thurwolf gets fired. He casts it, and I don't remember what his tunic... It looks like a shield. Because his tunic color changed colors. He didn't have any special abilities of any other kind. And Link finds Saria. So we'll get to look at least 3 of the 4 spells here. If somebody finds Rudo, we can actually pick up that spell also. RCS cashing in his fire. Alan Heffley will get his heart container in Teabag Cave here. Link getting the spell out of Saria.
And the Alan Heffley facing the lag and death in Teabag Cave, where he'll find a heart container, but he'll be happy for that.
Uh-oh, he better... Ooh, there's a red diver right where he died. And Thurwolf finding Bagu. Okay, so we got 3, 6, and Palace 4 on the west here. And they did get Reflect, so in theory, they find a magic key or get Fairy in the glove, they can finish out the west here.
So Ryan, if you find Bagu, do you talk to him or do you leave it alone?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you're usually going to find Bagu in, you know, the first part of the game. Man, and that Mo is giving Thurwolf the business there. He's just wow. And Link picking up the trophy. Magic Container Cave. So I believe we found all the caves. Oh, there is a hammer block cave there, so that must be
Medicine
last
Cave,
time.
I believe.
Yeah, Medicine Cave. Do you say hi to Bagu?
I used to. Now I'm trying to be a little bit faster, but yeah, I used to pick in all the forest styles to get experience, but I don't know. I still don't know which way is better, if not getting experience or or just grinding all the forest styles.
We're just going for it. Yeah. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer. I kind of more talk to him just for the fun of it. It's just because I found him. You know, he's a lonely old man. He's living in that hut there all by himself. You know,
And he looks friendly.
Say hi.
Yeah.
So Link has found a giant graveyard, and Alan Heffley looks like he's going to cash in that trophy, and we'll see what our last spell in the West is. It's Fairy.
Yeah,
So
that's big.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, getting Fairy early is a very good beginning.
Yeah, so look at all the spells we've got here on the West. We've gotten Reflect, Fairy, Spell, and Fire, which is Shield. So not too bad all around.
Yeah, but everybody is looking for the raft.
Spell isn't terribly desirable, but you know it could be holding something very valuable on the east there. And Alan Heffley taking advantage of that fairy. You know, with that Moa in the room, that Moa knocked, I think, Link and Rose City Saint in the drink there. So, pretty good use of it there. Looks like Thurwolf wants to get his level, so he's gonna build that red Dyra. So it looks like we found everything we can find on the west, minus that one hammer block cave and the 2 items in Death Mountain. And you know what we're still missing?
Yeah,
you know what we're still missing, Victor?
Yeah, everybody's looking for the raft because, well, that's what you look at the beginning of the game. You want to get to the east and get more items before you dig into palaces or you dig that mountain. So, well, let's see where that raft is lying.
So if you know what we know, you've dug pretty much everything you can except for Death Mountain and the palaces. What do? Do you go into 3, 4, 6, or Death Mountain?
I'd go into 3 or into 4. Well, that's a tough choice because, well, 4 is a little bit longer, but 3 is blocked. So yeah, I don't know. The first one I find maybe.
Kind of depending on the layout of Death Mountain, I'd, probably be inclined to go into 4 since I do have Reflect, but I don't know if anybody can cast it. I haven't looked that closely at the levels. Look like Link has been in Death Mountain a few times and kind of poked around and then got out. And now RCS is in Death Mountain. Looks like he's gonna poke around. I don't know if he's kind of found everything or not.
The rock is visible. I don't think they have been in the part of that mountain where you can access the rock, but there it is for all to see. So let's see. Well, they don't have the hammer, but at least they know that the rock is there.
Yeah, you can see it. I don't think you can get to it. I think it was in another section.
Yeah, it wasn't accessible, but it didn't look like it was in a very closed part. It looked kind of in an open part. So I believe it is not that hard to get to that rock. But well, you never know with Randomizer.
Meanwhile, Link has completed his West spells and just picks up Fairy. And it looks like that's at least the second or third time I've seen somebody go into Death Mountain to take to find the other entrance as more like a pass through. I wonder if that's easier than however they got there before. I know Link in the very beginning took Fairy Cave through there.
Yeah, but everybody is kind of following the same path, getting all the spell items and then cashing them for the spells. The Alan heavily just gave in to the temptation of getting downstab in this moment, which will help him be faster and survive more.
Yeah, looks like there was some Death Mountain gonna dig. Looks like everybody has about found everything they can and cashed in all the spells they could.
Yeah, this is the moment of making a choice between that mountain and the palaces. Yeah, that's it. So this moment, Third Wolf is in that mountain, and the rest are cashing the spells they are missing. So let's see what they find.
Werewolf seems to be a little more committed to it. He's actually going through caves. And Rose City Saint picking up the spell. And he's got all 4 spells now. And I missed the cost of Reflect there. I think if I could cast Reflect, I would do that. I would do Palace 4. It's 44 at Magic 3. So I don't see a reason why I wouldn't do that. Now, what was the cost of Fairy? Might be the bigger question. I think it was 72, if I saw correctly. And that's what Rose City Saint was doing, is going into 4, but he immediately kind of nopes out. Is he gonna grind to next level? Maybe Magic 4? Try to get the cost down? Meanwhile, Third Wolf he's found a whole bunch of new areas. But still not the Hammer Cave, the one he's looking for. The cave you'll be looking for has a very low floor and a very high ceiling. And it has pillars in the regular game, but with no candle you can't see them. And Third Wolf is on an island and decides I've had enough of that. Meanwhile, Rose City Saint is 47 points away from his next level.
Yeah, it's not usual to see him grinding for points, especially with the statues at the entrances of palaces.
Yeah, no it isn't. Yeah, but that's what he's going to get, Magic 4. So let's see. Barry went down to 55. And Alan Heffley found the cave that goes right to Spec Rock. But we don't have the hammer again. So we got Rose City Saint, the only person who's digging for, really the only person who's digging a palace for this raft. From the looks of Death Mountain and seeing people kind of wander around getting lost, this might have been a good call.
Yeah, this Death Mountain looks like it has things very deeply hidden.
Yeah, Thurwolf was in there for a while, and looks like he kind of gave up. Well, I think he went and found this last item cave. So he might be heading back there now. Oh, nice RCS. That blue iron knuckle on the bridge. That's something you want to see, really, especially with no downstab.
Yeah, and it pays off because, well, he's now exploring Palace 4, and well, he can cast Fairy once, so he'll take a death, an intentional death. So now he can cast Fairy and get through that door.
Yeah, which one? He's gonna take the door on the bottom here. It's a gamble.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about exploring palaces without the magic key or cheap fairy spell, is that, well, you have to sacrifice a life every time you get to Kilok. So, well, he found a dead end in this moment because he doesn't have enough magic to cross that door.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think he might have one more life after this. Oh, and look who found Hammer Cave. Alan Heffley, but his stream is kind of hung up there. Can't really tell what's going on, just that...
And he game over then. Oh, that hurts.
Oh.
That I believe he knows the way. Let's see if he knows the way.
That's terrible. And Link got out of Death Mountain. I don't know if he died or just had enough of it. And Rose City Saint finding the item. So what do you think it is?
It is the raft, wow.
I'm going to say it's a 1-up doll. Or am I behind?
I saw the raft.
Oh, was it the...
Blind.
I think I need to refresh my stream. It's got multiple people kind of lagging. Wow. So gamble pays off. 4. Actually, I'm not even really sure it was such a gamble. Like I said, if I could cast Reflect and 4's there, you know, and I got Fairy, there's not a whole bunch stopping me.
And he finds Karok, so, well, that was a very, very good Palace 4 for Rare City Saint, and, well, he's ahead because he made the correct gamble in this moment.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, Alan Heffley and the other guys Speaking of correct point, guess who's in 6 fighting Rebanak? Urwa. Wow. So good job, RCS. He's done with 4. He's got the raft. He's good to go. Hopefully, Alan Heffley remembers the way to Hammer Cave and at least find something in there worth value. You know, maybe a spell item, glove, boots.
Yeah, the thing is that...
this is where I think he died last. No, he died when he was in Hammer Cave.
Yeah, that mountain in the dark and with low levels is very, 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 very punishing sometimes. And this times, well, it seems that it's full of Daidas and gorillas. So well, let's see if he makes it this time, because it looks hard. I wouldn't.
Yeah, that it doesn't look easy, and you know, at least the game was kind of nice and gave him several heart containers in the beginning there. Oh, and Alan Halfway did remember the way back. He's in a Hammer Cave now. Yeah, that's the worst when you got some larger enemies and then the gorillas behind them throwing their boomerangs, and they just kind of wreck you. Yeah, like here where Alan Halfway is. Yeah, one gorilla in the front. Another large enemy, and then another gorilla in the back.
And he got a lucky refill of life because he got a level. So wow, that was lucky and skillful of him. So now Rose City Saint exploring the east. Let's see what he finds. Meanwhile, we need to keep an eye on the Alan Heffley because he's in the item room of that mountain. And it is a payback.
At least give him a P-bag that gives you a level. And guess who else found Hammer Cave? Link. So he's gonna get kind of the wah-wah moment because he is about 1,300 off a level. And that 200 points ain't gonna do anything for him. So looks like Alan Heffley's going into the same palace as Thurwolf, Palace 6.
Yeah, I don't know why they choose the biggest palace.
Yeah, for me personally, this would be like the last one I did. Not only because of the size of it, just because I mean, you really got to use fairy quite a bit more with the key doors and the drops, and you know, potentially that giant hole where you might need jump. But you know, sometimes if you feel like you're behind or something, you kind of take that gamble and you know, hope nobody else did it, and you're kind of got a leg up.
Yeah, but well, Thurbull finding the item cave, which is certainly not guarding the raft. Let's see what it is. Meanwhile, Rose City Saint is grabbing his second spell on the east. I didn't see what he grabbed at Old Kazuto, but now he grabbed the spell of Thunder in the town of Naboru. So well, he is ready to go, except for the glove. So let's see how well hidden that glove is.
So he doesn't have... Oh, he got a key. That's right, drops a key. I was just thinking that Thurwolf doesn't have enough magic for fairy. And he gets the flute. Oh. That's probably almost as bad as finding the P-bag in Hammer Cave.
And thank you, Kelasi5, for pointing out that in El Casuto, Rose City Saint got the spell of jump.
Oh, Ron Burgundy? Yeah, it's the pillars. So you'll see on Palace 3 and 6 kind of a bunch of stripes on the pillars. You see it right there on Third Wolf's screen. It's impossible to tell from the outside which one it is, 3 or 6. The one with smiley faces is 1 and 4, but the reason you can tell with 4 is there will be a moa flying outside of it.
Yeah, the only palaces you cannot tell from the beginning are 3 or 6. Yeah, those are the only ones that you cannot tell which palaces they are.
And then 2 and 5 are the other looking pillars. And 2 will always have a P bag if you stab its if you stab the iron knuckle there. That's why a lot of time you'll see people run up to the statue and stab it and then kind of leave, just so they can figure out which one it is.
So Rose City Saint just got an item from the P-Bag Cave, but I, as always, didn't see what it was. So
yeah, I'm just looking at the wrong stream every time, so it's okay. Missed what that was. 2 has magic jar, 5 has no drop on the stat. Yeah. Thank you, Data. So Thurwuff's in 3 now.
yeah, that would have been my choice besides 4. I would have done 3 or 4. Just because I had Fairy. If I wouldn't have had Fairy, I maybe would have done Dead Mountain also. And he found the item. Let's see what it is. He cannot get to it because he doesn't have enough magic. So he's gonna take it. I think it was
55 at Magic 4, so he's a little bit short. Now when Heffley still digging 6. And is Link in 6 now?
Oh, that looks like 4, right?
Yeah, it looks like 4. Yeah. I couldn't tell if their hardware colors were that much different, because one kind of looks, like a forest green, one kind of looks yellow.
And we missed the item in in Palace 3 because Thurble just got out of it. So.
Wah wah boots.
Well, that's not bad.
Boots in 3 for Thurwolf. That's fantastic. It's not what he wanted to find, but it's hard to be mad. It's hard to be mad with the find of boots, because that almost always will help you out.
And the Alan Heffley is gonna get them now, the boots. And there they are. We still don't know how fundamental those boots are in this moment. But we'll see. At least they are gonna be able to explore faster.
Might get them around that predicament of having to take Death Mountain or Fairy Cave on the west, to get around.
Yeah, Fear on Burgundy, Link and Third Wolf are on Palace 4 in this moment.
Meanwhile, Link finds Carrick. Wonder if he got the raft then, because it seemed like raft was before the boss.
So now Rose City Saint in the town of New Kazuto, getting the free spell that lies in there, and then maybe he'll go into the last part of town to get the item that lies.
And he gets shield, which I believe, fire is linked to shield, so no real gain there. Yeah, it's not a good location for raft. Not a good location, but certainly could have been worse.
Well, on Rose City Saint, finding a magic container in the end of New Kazuto, which maybe will help him cast Fairy a little bit cheaper.
And Link did find the raft in 4 because he's on the east now. And Rose City Saint gonna pick up his free item here for having 6 jars apparently, which was kind of nice. He got that, and gets the wah wah whammy, the 500 point teabag. So we got shield over there, teabag, and magic container.
Yeah, I mean, well, Link 7 was getting his spell of jump from Old Kazuto, and we'll keep exploring the west, while Third will finding the raft in Palace 4. So, well, now I feel everybody can explore the east.
And the only good thing for Thurwolf is he has found the items now in 3, 4, and 6. Because we still don't know where Glove is. So, no digging those palaces out at least. Now in Heffley, taking down Carrick. Wonder how the rest of the field is doing with that raft and 4 thing. So I'm thinking Rose City Saint found the desert tile since he's not checking that one right next to where he is. Or he already checked it.
Palace 1 in Maze Island. Palace 1 likes to be in Maze Island lately. The other palace that likes to be in Maze Island is GP. I find that those two palaces tend to be a lot in Maze Island.
That is true. That does seem to be the trend lately. Either 1 or 7. And uh-oh. Oh, Link's going through Feedback Cave. Oh, he finds a candle. For some reason I thought he was in a Hammer Cave. And Alan Heffley finding that same cave now, so they'll both have the candle, which at this point shouldn't really help too much at all. And all of our runners now have completed 4, found the raft, and have sailed east.
Yeah, so there was a flag that is no extra keys, and in these palaces the keys tend to be in very bad places, man. So, well, Rose City saying just found 1 key and just spent it, but yeah, it's not normal that you find keys. And Third Wolf finds the magic container in Water Tile, which, well, if he was betting on having an advantage on finding the boots, well, that's less of an advantage because Water Tile just had a magic container.
Yeah, that's probably something you didn't want to see there if you got the boot.
Okay, so the glove is in Palace 1.
Wow.
Rose just got it. So he's in go mode. In 41 seconds being in go mode is a big thing, so maybe he will finish this set in less than an hour. Let's see.
Well, he's still got 5 palaces to finish and 3 palaces.
Yeah, I'm being kind of hopeful.
Okay, that's a tall order there. Well, Alan Heffley's in 1, so hopefully he'll come around it. You know, for RCS finding raft that early, and all the other brothers either in 3, 6, or Death Mountain, they've kind of closed the gap here, and I don't think the gap was as big as maybe at least I thought it was.
Yeah, you're totally right. Well, the thing is that as soon as he got in, the only thing he was looking for was Glove and Thunder Spell, and Thunder Spell was very near the raft spot. So, well, yeah, I think he explored a lot the east unnecessarily.
What did he pick up in that teabag cave there, Link? I looked away for a second. That's the second teabag cave.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either. I know that one of the Pivot caves was the candle, but not the other one. Meanwhile, Rose City Sane is in Palace 2, which is one of the small but punishing palaces of this game. Oh wait,
yeah,
is that 2 or 5?
No, that's 2.
That's
and
2,
Alan Heffley is about to find his Holy Grail, the glove here. I don't know if Alan Heffley found Thunder. I don't remember him.
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he did. So Alan Heffley's in go mode, and
yeah,
really not that far behind Rose City State.
Yeah, now Third Wolf getting Thunder. and Link 7 getting, I believe, a payback, a magic container in the town of New Kasuto. So now he has the ability to go to talk to the lady at the beginning of the town to get the item, which I believe is a payback.
Yep, it's a 500-point P-bag. Ooh. Watching now and Hafu. Wonder if that was his last life. But he takes him down. Meanwhile, Rose City Saint is doing exactly what I do. Checking out every room in Palace 2. And not by choice.
Yeah, the Palace 2, I believe we're gonna have to change the strategy that we use on it, because the straightforward strategy always fails, man. You have to explore the whole palace, and it takes a long time. It is a small palace, but well, exploring it all is very, very, very lengthy.
I think actually Palace 2 is larger than 3, or it might not be, but I think they're very similar in size, but I'm not sure if it's the randomizer or something, but it doesn't matter if I do what I do. I do the opposite. I'm pretty much walking through every room in there.
Yeah, I think it is the way that the rooms connect, but well, I don't have enough time to spend analyzing it and coming up with a strategy.
You get a report done by tomorrow? Can I present it?
Yeah, it's like making the homework with Dead Mountain, man. It's something that someday you'll have to do, but it's pretty long and tedious to do. How do you feel in Dead Mountain about the knowledge of the caves?
Fairly well. I used to get lost in there all the time, and I just started taking the same cave over and over and didn't realize it. But I think I know them fairly well.
Yeah, I have to get to
child. I mean, here's 500-point P-bag. Ooh, we're not going to go there. Not gonna go there. Not gonna, not say I don't know what you're talking about, but no comment.
Yeah, Rose City saying getting a hard container in Palace 2, which will make him feel very salty. But well, he wasn't looking for the item room. He just decided to check if it will help.
If you run into the item room, do you just go ahead and do it? I mean, you don't have the magic key or key. So,
and now he's gonna dig for it.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem now. He's, use your magic on. But he gets a red jar.
That was a good choice because, well, none of the runners have the magic key still, and I believe her is still. It isn't very expensive, but still, you need to get through a lot of doors in the palaces. So it was good for him that he grinded the drinkers for points and a possible jar.
So where do you think the magic key is? From my notes, we've got the 2 hammer block caves, and we've got item in 5. And I know we've seen that other P-bag cave, and I think we've seen... Okay, one of the things in the Maze Island was a kid that Alan Heffley just picked up. Which we know the kid to be the, let's see, what would it be? Life spell, actually. Only spell left. I'm thinking the magic key is in Spectacle Rock, and the hammer is in 5.
That sounds kind of right, yeah.
Oh, the magic key in Maze Island? Or is that just a guess? So I think I did miss the other item. I missed most items, but between Victor and Chet, you guys have kind of kept me slightly sane here with the item counts. Narcius taking down Helmet Head for his 3rd gem, so he's about halfway home here. Just in terms of beating bosses.
Yeah, the thing here is that if the key is in Maze Island, because RCS didn't explore, well, he's gonna have to ferry through all the key locks while the other players could use the key, so that could be good for them for catching up to him. And yeah, as the chat said, Thirlwolf just got the magic key in Maze Island.
Nice. Well, that'll certainly help, because, you know, if you start to do these grinding for jars, and after a while, that time sure adds up. And RCS is now in 6. So he up 8, went back, and he'll probably finish out 3 and 6 here. And Alan Heffley's in 2, and Link just made it into 2. Let's see if they can catch up a little bit on time here, as RCS spent a little bit of time in there.
Yeah, but the Alan Heffley just found one of the dead ends, so punishing Palace 2 for everyone.
Yeah, I think if you're going to follow that kind of meta we usually take, you're probably going to spend as much time as Rose City spent there. So I would assume Link found the glove in 1. Or did he? Yeah, he was in Maze Island.
Yeah,
well, I
I'm
think
not
we're
sure.
going to find out here shortly, because he's coming up to the glove locker room. Ooh. Oh, almost got the last jump on that. Try to jump up that breakaway bridge. That's really tough.
Yeah, and some people do it without jump spell, so. And yeah, he has the hammer. Sorry, he has the glove. Link 7 has the glove. Confirmed.
Yep. Where is Thirlwolf now? Is this 1?
Yeah, that's one, but his color looks a little bit more strong.
Very, very vibrant, I guess, for lack of a better term, and for somebody in chat, burgundy.
Oh yeah, Long Palace 2 for everyone. Not a surprise there.
Yeah, it's there might not be many shortcuts. Ooh. Is that good? Alan Heffley might have not found the magic key. I see him picking up keys. Or it's just out of habit. No, he's got the magic key. Alan Heffley's got it. Just kind of out of habit. And Rose City has found the boss. That kind of didn't look like a terribly easy path either.
I really like how he fights Barba because, well, it looks kind of safe and controlled, but he still gives him like 7 punches per cycle. So I like the way he fights it.
Yeah, that's a good, effective but relatively safe way.
Yeah, and he executes it very consistently. So
So
I
Alan
envy
Heffley
him.
takes out Helmet Head while Rose City Saint takes out Barba, and Link takes out Helmet Head, and who did Thurwhip take out? Horsehead. Wow. Pretty much all 4 runners almost at the same time placing a gem.
And it was cool that there were different palaces.
Yeah, Link and Heffley were the only 2 in the same palace too. So Rose City finds a key, which she probably needs badly. And we got Alan Heffley in 5. So we'll get our first look at Palace 5. Which Palace 5 is very similar to 2. It's just kind of, there's a reason why most people didn't go in here when they saw it. It's just kind of a big 2. It's just a pain in the butt. 4 gem hype, yeah. That might be a first ever. Gotta clip that.
So Rose City Saint taking on Ribbonneck on Palace 3, and only having 1 palace left to accomplish, which is Palace 5, which is our big boy, our big boy of a palace.
Yeah, RCS plays beating 2 palace in a matter of minutes there, apart. Oh, what time is it? I know I'm supposed to go, but I kind of want to see the end here. Don't think I can make it though. And we got Link 7s and 6, and he beat the first Ribbonneck there. And Thurwhip and Palace 2 in that kind of real, just delightful room there, where it's super lag. And Rose City Saint entering 5 now.
5 has a potential of being short sometimes. I mean, a lot of times 5 and 4 have the bosses just in the first right room that you find, but well, sometimes Guma is very well hidden deep
Yeah.
deep in the palace.
Yeah, they do have the, like most palaces, but for their size, that's very nice to get a short 5.
Yeah, so Link 7 didn't stop for the magic key in Maze Island, so he's suffering the consequences from it because he didn't have enough magic to cast Fairy to get through that key lock in Palace 6.
Oh.
If you are in go mode with the magic, if you are in go mode but you're still missing the key and you are in Maze Island, do you dig Maze Island or do you go?
So I think my strategy on that would be I take a bunch of easy paths around the palace or things where I don't have to go through a bunch of encounters to search for it. If I think I'm really far out of the race or I just feel like I'm doing terrible, I might not even look. Just to try to make up a few minutes.
Yeah, Maze Island can be punishing sometimes. Well, it can be. Well, it can have a chain of encounters for one of the items. So yeah, it's a tough decision.
Well, and a lot of times you spend, not a lot of times, I shouldn't say that. The item will be in between, 2 encounters or the last 3 tiles behind an encounter, and you kind of run everywhere else and spend several minutes looking everywhere to figure out it's one of these 3 tiles, where you're just kind of wasting a lot of time. And at that point, if you're in go mode, you should probably have hopefully some decent levels and hopefully enough magic containers to cast Fairy a few times. And we got a Barba and Guma fight. And we just had a Helmet Head fight. So these guys, no 4-gem hype, but how about a 2-gem hype? Maybe 2.5, because Link's going to be there in a few seconds. Really it's Rose City's fault. If he could have found Guma earlier, we could have had another 4-gem hype. So I kind of blame him.
Okay, so yeah. The Alan Heffley getting this spell of jump in Olkosudo, well, it can be useful for Great Palace, especially for the waffle rooms.
See, okay, so he didn't find Thunder yet, so he'll find Thunder here. I was kind of wondering why he was looking for more spells, but he hadn't got Thunder yet.
Yeah, thankfully he didn't go to the Runia first because he has the kid, so he could have gone to the Runia to cast the life spell, I believe.
Yeah, Darunia, the last town for the kid, has to be the life spell, which the kid was the other item in Maze Island. I don't
So
know if we've
Rose,
seen the desert tile, or we know what it is.
yeah, I haven't seen, and well, as you said earlier, Rose City Sane skipped some of the desert tiles, so I believe he found it.
Yeah, he must have, or maybe he was just in go mode at that point and didn't care to even look.
So now Rose City Sane going for Great Palace. Let's see what awaits for him in there. Great Palace is a scary place.
Well, he's leveled at 666, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but or is that no? He's 668. I'm sorry. Or is that a 6? Well, that's an 8. Hard to tell.
He says he feels very comfortable with 666, so...
Yeah, I think either way, he'll be just fine with that. I can't tell if that life level is 8 or 6, but either way.
Yeah, I believe it's an 8, because I think he was 6 a while ago. He was 666. So he just took 2 live levels.
And speaking of levels, look at Link 7's levels. He's going for the big cash in here at the last few levels.
Yeah, these days you don't see that normally.
Yeah, that kind of used to be the meta. A while back, a year or so ago, but not much anymore. Oh, and that's what he was doing. He was trying to grind to get over, and that's kind of part of the problem of doing levels like this. Is you either have to eat a gem, you take an unwanted level, or if you don't get over that hump, you got to spend time and go back and grind to get over that level threshold.
So here's an interesting situation. I see that Rose City Sane doesn't have the boots, and I believe maybe he hasn't found the Great Palace location. So,
well, and he doesn't have the flute either, which was in 6.
Yeah.
And it looked like, I'm not sure if that River Devil was doing something, but it kind of looked like he was blocking something. So that could be pretty big there.
Yeah, he's trying for the caves to see if any of the caves leads him to that part of the continent he hasn't explored. But well, if it is boots required or if it is flute required, he is in a very bad position in this moment.
That could be pretty big, because he did get the item out of 1, which was the glove. 2, I think he did get. Obviously, he got 4. So if you had to go back and dig, would you go to 3 or 5? Because if he needs the flute, that's in Palace 6. That would probably be one of the last palaces I would go to. Either that, 5 or 6.
Yeah, meanwhile he's getting up stuff, which can be required in Great Palace. So it is a good practice to get it beforehand.
That's true. There could be 2 rooms that require upstep. And they're both virtually have the same layout, but they'll have different enemies. So Alan Heffley using his boots over by the Maze Island entrance. Let's see if this does anything. Well, no, he was up where Rose City Saint was. But I don't think he got the horn out of, or the flute out of 6 either.
Yeah, but thankfully for Rose City Saint, entering Great Palace was just through a cave, so, well,
right
that
there.
gamble paid off. Both gambles that he made today paid off.
Well, darn, I was kind of hoping for drama there, but didn't get it.
Yeah, we have to get drama out of nowhere.
Well, we can create drama. And looking at IRC here, I don't see anybody as finished. So RCS could be in there first out of the whole field.
Yeah, well, the two big gambles he made paid off, so he's in a good position to finish us in the first place. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean that the Palace 4 gamble for the raft was, I think, you know, obviously it was the biggest one, but that put him many minutes ahead. You know, everybody else was digging 3 and 6 and Death Mountain, and you know, it's randomizer, and that's what it comes down to. Sometimes it's just you know, pick away and go, and hopefully it works out. So Link and Thurwolf are both in 5. Alan Heffley's going to find the jump spell and a pea bag and a magic jar.
Yeah, Rose City Saint taking a drop and exploring the palace, and he finds Thunderbird. Wow.
Wow. So that's always nice when you take a drop and you get that room where it has the 50/50 magic jar, and then the next room is T-Bird. So it's kind of, you get the automatic magic refill. Making work of them. It's below half-life. Probably only 1 or 2 more hits. And there he goes. And what's the chances of Dark Link? Not very good. I don't think there was too many path divergence before this.
So the thing about this great palace is that it is a bit shorter than the normal great palace. It is like 30% shorter, and well, in this kind of seats, Thunderbird is required. So Dark Link should be behind Thunderbird somewhere in the palace. So as Rose City Saint kind of found Thunderbird early, he can still have a lot of way to go to find Dark Link, so let's see how long it is.
Yeah, and the hard thing, or I guess not the hard thing, the bad thing about finding T-Bird early is, well, here's Dark Link.
Man, Rose City Saint should play the lottery today, man. He's making all the right choices.
Yeah, I don't know if he took that other left, I think 2 rooms back, that might have went on forever then. And there we go.
The only thing he couldn't survive was Palace 2, because, well, that's on another level.
Got 3 more hits. I don't think he's on his last life. Well, he's down anyway. GG.
So yeah, Rose City Saint has finished in first place with a time of 1 hour, 15 minutes and 22 seconds. So congratulations for him. He hadn't win an official race, weekly race in a long time. So well, that's very good for him.
Yeah, very well done. Very well done. Thurwolf and Link are still in 5. Ooh, don't get touched. Oh. There's Thurwolf's first life. I'm trying to catch up with other people what they're doing. Not sure what Alan Heffley's doing.
So now Thurwolf is gonna fight Guma. Guma is a very
oh, you know, Alan
boss.
Heffley, I think, is trying to find Great Palace too. He's up by the cave that Rose City took to get him there. So let's see real quick. I believe this should take him up up near Great Palace where Darunia was.
Yeah, there were both the town and GP were on the same part of the continent.
I wonder if cave was the only way to get there, or could flute get you there too? Neither of these runners had flute. And off stream here, we have Big Shake coming in second place with a official time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 44 seconds. Which it looks like I'm 10 seconds ahead. Because I'm psychic. Looks like we got RCS in the waiting room. Let's see, where is he? See if we can get him in here.
Yeah, so the Alan Heffley getting the spell in the town of Darunia, which is the spell of life. And Thurwolf just confirmed us that the River Devil was just a fluke. It led to nowhere.
Ah, boo. Boo. So that cave looks like it's the only way in. Wow.
Yeah, so useless boots.
So Alan Heffley was just seeing if he could find Great Palace.
So
and it looks like we got the winner of tonight's race, Rose City Saint, here. GG.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. This was a good one.
I'm sorry?
I just said this was a good one. Thank you.
Yeah. How'd you like that raft?
That was a pain in the butt. I at least I gambled correctly. We had it narrowed down to some pretty terrible options. Although 4 was made a lot less terrible by the game handing you reflect, right beforehand. So that was sort of, an obvious play. A lot better than doing 3 or 6 without the glove, and a lot better than doing Death Mountain, that under-equipped. Did you notice that I spent some time digging the item out of P2, even though I was in full dig shake? I was paranoid at that point that I was going to be flute or boot blocked out of getting into GP. I was getting borderline convinced of it.
I wouldn't feel too bad. Most people seem to take the same path you did. Not really. I don't believe they were trying to find the item. I think just it's P2.
Oh, yeah. No, when I was in P2, when I came up that final elevator shaft, I knew left would lead to an item, and if I went up and right, that would be the boss. Like, I knew that, but the only reason I ducked left there was because I just figured it would be a one-room thing and grab an item just in case it happened to be the boots. Instead, it turned into like a 4-room fiasco where I think I had to take an intentional death and grind for a jar, and that was sort of a real mess. I'm lucky I won in spite of that, but
so that brings me to the 2 big things I noticed were the raft, and I bet you were hoping 2's item was the magic key, probably more than anything.
Yeah, magic key would have been very welcome, especially in 6, which I forget now if I did 6 before or after 2. I think it was after. Yeah, it was after. I found myself, even at Magic 5 or 6, I was really hard-pressed to cast enough Fairy to get through all the doors, and I think that actually helped me. I had to piece out of one area that was double door blocked, and I up and aid and tried a different way, and that sort of led me straight to Barba.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky that I didn't get Magic Key and that I couldn't cast Fairy more, otherwise I might still be circling P6 right now.
So the big thing I noticed, and I think Victor too, when we were talking here, is out of everybody on the stream, you were the only person who chose to jump in 4 to go for the raft.
Really? I thought that was a pretty obvious play, given that you didn't have a glove, so that made 3 and 6 kind of unappealing. And if you're going in Death Mountain, you were doing it with no boots, no hammer, and dark. So I thought that was pretty unappealing too.
Yeah. Let's see. Thurwolf and Link did Death Mountain. Heffley did 6. And then eventually those 2, Thurwolf and Link, kind of gave up after a while. Well, actually, they found Hammer Cave. Yeah, actually, Alan Heffley found Hammer Cave. And guess what it ended up being?
Is P-Bag?
Yep.
It always is, you know.
But not a 500-point P-Bag.
A 50?
A little better, 200.
Yeah, that still qualifies as a dollar store item when you involve the effort that you have to put into that. I took a cursory look around Death Mountain just to poke my head in before I went into 5, but when I saw that you couldn't just walk to Hammer Cave, there was no way I was going to start diving caves at that point when I felt like Palace 4 was like the obvious play. It was option A.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Thurwolf finding T-Bird now. So we're going to have a T-Bird fight here. Yeah, that's what I was saying, is if I could cast Thunder and I couldn't see it on... Or Reflect, I'm sorry. I couldn't see it on anybody's stream when it cost. But I saw you, I believe, get Magic 4, and it went down to 55, or was it...
Oh, yeah, that's a really interesting point, Ryan. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, you did grind that knuckle outside of 4 there.
And do you know why I grinded that knuckle? It wasn't anything to do with Reflect. I wanted to cost the fairy down. I had 5 5 bars of magic. I could cast Fairy once, but it was like 75. I really wanted to be able to cast it twice, so I said at 200 pointed pop, I'm going to have to kill only about 4 Knuckles, and it kind of backfired on me. I could still only cast it once per bar after I grinded, but I got lucky. I was able to find the Wrath without too much drama. But yeah, I was all about the cost of Fairy.
It went down to 55. That's what it was.
Yeah, it went from like 70-something to 50-something. Yeah.
I saw something 55. I couldn't remember if it was Reflect or Fairy. So yeah, that was my thought process too. If I can cast Reflect, I've got Fairy, I'd go do 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a little bit worried about. I could see myself wasting a lot of time in 4 with the cost of Fairy as it was. Even after the grind, I was a little apprehensive, but it just so happened that the layout of 4 was kind of friendly. Like, it led you to 2 dead ends right away, and that allowed you to eliminate like, you didn't have to go through 2 or 3 doors to get to those dead ends. So it just sort of presented itself easily enough.
And while we're talking here, Third Wolf took down T-Bird.
Yeah, the path following from T-Bird to Dark Link, it looks like you have several options, but you don't. Every time you try an option, it's a dead end. So
it's pretty straightforward. And he's, well, he just took a death there. Oh, okay, that was his first death, so he'll almost for sure find Dark Link here in a few more rooms.
Yeah, and that, of course, is with the exception of when you come to the Jackamus room. There's a left there, but who's going to go left there?
That's what I was saying. If I bet there's a slew of other rooms to the left there. That's 80% of the palace probably there.
That sounds very possible. Yes, Victor, how are you?
Hey, congratulations on first place. That was amazing. And as I was telling Ryan, I think you should play the lotto tonight because, well, all the gambles you did paid off greatly. And one of them was, at the end, you were looking for Great Palace and Darunia, and, well, we said, what if they are bootlocked or flute-locked? Did you panic there?
Yes, I was very panicked. I want to give a quick shout-out to Third Wolf, who we see is fighting Dark Link here, and just about to get ready for his GGs. In fact, he has finished. I decided I want. Oh, okay. My apologies.
Yep, now we have.
The spoilers.
Okay. My apologies, fellas. I wanted to take one last peek. I went back north on that continent. I wanted to look at the River Devil because I saw him the first time, but I didn't take a good look at the screen beyond him. And then when I saw that path was just a rocky dead end, I loosened up a little bit. And there was a cave nearby, and I said, if this cave doesn't get me there, I'm going to have to start scouring the rest of the seed for boots. But very thankfully, that cave led you directly to Great Palace.
So that's what I was kind of hoping for. I mean, nothing against you, but I was hoping for
sure.
Drama. And
no, absolutely. As a viewing audience, you want that drama, yeah.
And so there's only one person who had the horn and the boots.
Really? Who was that?
Third Wolf.
Ah.
And so speaking of which, since we're gone, Zarnax 42 has finished in third place with a 1 hour 21 minutes and 20 seconds. And Third Wolf's official time is 1 hour 27 minutes and 35 seconds. So he was about 12 minutes behind you. If you needed that flute, where would you have looked?
Yeah, my next couple of plays would have been the Hammer-blocked Cave, which I guess was Medicine Cave, on the west. Then I would have gone Death Mountain. And if at that point I didn't have what I needed, maybe go back and palaces like 2 and 3. Oh, and by the way, I'd also like to give a shout out to Maze Island. That was almost completely boot blocked. You could access the palace, and that was it.
I think you're right.
The flute was in Palace 6.
The flute was in Palace 6. Okay, yeah, I never came across that. Beyond that one boulder-blocked cave and Death Mountain, if I still didn't have what I needed, it would have just been whatever my nearest palaces were that I didn't dig an item out of. 3 and 6 would probably be it.
Yeah, I'm kind of playing a devil's advocate here, hoping for the trolliness. So, you know, and I would kind of got to thinking and might have mentioned it to Victor here is if you needed that flute, you might have been in trouble.
I think I would have been in pretty bad trouble, yes. I wasn't exactly gambling over the course of the seed. Like, I feel like I did everything in my typical sort of conservative, logical fashion, but there was a lot left in my wake just based on how the way Maze Island played out, like I said, and the paths that I took. Once I got the glove, I sort of considered myself in go mode, but I had that in the back of my head, and that's why I invested that 3 minutes that I did into Palace 2's item to at least check that one off the list. This could have been really messy though.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, you made calculated guesses or risks. I would say.
Absolutely.
I don't think anything was really off the wall. I thought Alan's risk was, to go to P6, looking for Raft, over there.
Yeah.
While you were in 4, was pretty risky, and sometimes you got to do that if you feel like you're behind or maybe outgunned. You kind of go for the big play.
And you know what else? I've run into situations like this where everyone scours the main caves for items, and then we know, it's a hunt for the Raft. I've been in a few of these situations where it comes down to options A, B, or C, right? And even if you think, even if I dig option A and it presents me with the Raft, I've had situations where the other guy might do B and it gives him the glove, and I might not come back for that glove for another hour. And those are kind of scary. So that's why, even though I got the Raft in my first place the whole time, I'm sort of wondering, if the other guys went into the more risky plays, if they got something valuable there on their way to the Raft, I might be in bad trouble just based off that. And there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's it's a gamble, because if Alan Heffley or Thurwolf, picked up the Raft there, I would imagine 6 would probably be one of the last places you go to.
Yeah, absolutely. 6 that early in the game would be no fun. I mean, you could, at that point, we had Fairy, so you could, if you wanted to, get down. Well, yeah, Mito was relatively close to where Palace 6 was located, so getting Fairy and downstab would not be that big a stretch, but you're still with no glove, and that's a problem. And there's 2 potential Fairy required rooms plus the slew of key doors in P6, and you could only cast it once. So
you want to know the amazing thing is, and I'm not picking on Alan Heffley or anything. I just kind of noticed him more than anybody because the surprise of going in 6, and then he went into 3, and then before that he had found Hammer Cave. So P4 was literally his last choice.
Wow, I would really.
He was able to get the items out of 3 and 6 without the glove.
That's lucky right there. To be able to grab both is sort of an anomaly with no glove,
which is very surprising. And 3 just happened to hold the boots.
Whoa, that's lucky. The boots, even if the boots aren't required, they usually yield a huge advantage. They usually allow you to take shortcuts and avoid encounters.
It didn't seem like boots did a whole bunch this seed.
Yeah, they might have gotten you into more trouble than good, actually, based on that Eastern continent. But I guess what I was just trying to say earlier was I would really like to hear the other racers' explanation on why they chose not to do 4 and why they chose those other options first. I thought it was a relatively textbook play to do 4, especially considering you had Reflect. If you didn't have Reflect, then I guess they'd all be equally sort of bad, but Reflect was the clue I needed.
Well, speaking of which, here's Thurwolf. He can explain to you why he chose to do what he did.
Perfect.
Hey, GG RCS.
Thank you. GG to you too.
GG, Thurwolf.
So, my beginning of the seed, I circled around a cave that had Trophy, and Trophy blocked Fairy. So...
Oh!
I was looking for Hammer Cave for a while. When I reached a dead end, I'm like, okay, I missed a cave somewhere. I'll just find that instead of Hammer Cave. And then when I got Trophy and then I got Fairy, I'm like, okay, I'm behind already.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I thought everybody had kind of relatively the same time gotten kind of cleared out as much as they could on the west, without going into Palaces or Death Mountain.
That's a terrible feeling when when you realize that there was a critical item that you circled, and missed a few times, and when you get it, that is a really disheartening feeling.
That's right. I did remember after Wolf was you were in Death Mountain, then went out and then got Trophy. Is that correct?
Yeah, I took like a pass through and I ended up at a dead end. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to try to find this other cave that I missed somehow. And that had the Trophy, then that had Fairy. Then I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to hit Palaces, 6, 3, whatever. I figured 4 was the likeliest chance, but I'd have to like go through Parappa. And I'm like, let's just dive into 6 and 3 and see if there's anything good. I like the boots. That was fine.
And Alan Heffley takes down T-Bird.
And looking good doing so.
He'll be finishing up here in a few minutes, because it didn't look, it was, about 5-6 rooms after T-Bird? Darkwing?
Pretty much, yeah, I would say about 6 rooms.
Yeah, I don't know if you could hear through Whip. I was kind of saying an amazing thing. You could dig out the items in 3 and 6 without the glove.
Yeah, 3 in particular, I was a little surprised. I'm like, okay, there's a glove block to the right. Just for fun, I'm going to go left and see if that loops up to like a boss or an item. And it looped to the glove, and I'm like, okay, that seems fine.
And Thurwolf, you probably didn't have the same experience I did during the second half of that seed, because I guess you got the boots early, is that correct?
Yeah, I had boots before I had Raft, so
wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's my experience was I never got the boots, and so I spent the whole second half of the game like thinking, well, I got the glove, I have everything I need to finish the game, and I thought for sure that GP was going to be boot blocked or possibly flute blocked, because I didn't see it anywhere in my travels. And so even though I was what you would consider to be full dig shake, there was always this doubt in the back of my mind, and I started to have a white knuckle moment right at the end until I found that one cave that gets you there.
We're also through with, I don't know, I don't know if you finished by then. We're talking about, that one cave to get to GP and how we would have loved to have seen a flute block there.
Yeah, I saw the River Devil, but then the road went nowhere. I'm like, well, oh well. And I tried to walk around to it, and, well, that cave worked.
I think somebody else has the flute, but I'm not sure who. But I think you and maybe Alan Alan Heffley, I know got it. But you two were the only people that got the flute. And that would have been pretty interesting, seeing how it was in 6 of where do you go dig for the flute?
Yeah, you could safely tack on about 20 minutes onto my time if the flute was needed.
GG Alan Heffley. He finishes in 6th place. Official time of 1:37:43. And before that, Kulane sniped him with a 1:36:13. I guess not a snipe, a 90-second snipe. And Link Sevens is at T-Bird now.
Link Sevens has some beefy levels too, 868. He's going to make mincemeat out of T-Bird.
So we pointed that out too. At one point, Link had 833. So he was doing the kind of old school, traditional leveling.
Yeah, not to bash what works for him, but I sort of advocate the other way around. I like to take all the levels as you can, and that makes the middle and the beginning of the game easier.
Well, the other 3 did kind of the take what you get, and I noticed once, I think it was Palace 3 or 6, I can't remember. He did have to go back and grind. I think it was 3. but it wasn't a very long grind. You just needed like 100 points.
Gotta say, GP was relatively kind, even if it had a billion lefts at the start.
I got lucky on that one. There was the 3 lefts that, there was the fairy room one and the one directly above it and below it. I got lucky. I think I took the fairy room on the first try. I don't know what the palace would have looked like had you taken one of the other ones.
I took the first one, and it was the one up.
So at least, you got the bad news quickly.
Well, let's see here. Link Sevens is at Dark Link. He's going to finish up. I think I'm going to get off. I've stayed way too long. I was supposed to get off like 45 minutes. I'm going to be in trouble. So,
well, thank you very much, Ryan. We appreciate it. I am also going to peace out right about now. But thank you guys for everything. Thank you, Victor.
Congratulations, Bro Citizen, and thank you for being with us tonight.
Oh, always a pleasure. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
Both of you did great. It was
all right.
That raft was kind of rough, but pretty straightforward after that.
Thanks for commentating, Ryan.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Victor. Peace.
All right. Thanks, all. Speed Gaming. I'm out, and have a good night.
Okay, have a good night, Ryan. So thank you for commentary. It was great.
Oh no, thank you, Victor, for helping out too. Good night.
So, Link 7777 has finished in 7th place with a time of 1 hour 41 minutes and 1 seconds.
All right, GG's to everyone involved. It's late for me too, so thanks, Victor, for commentating. Diesel and Speed Gaming for restreaming. Good night.
So good night, everyone.